To me, it's more than just a job, it's my life. And yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for teaching and having that calling, I'm so blessed because so many people do things for this, for money, or just for other factors because they have to. And I wake up every day, I love it. I love it. And you're living proof for it. And Fernanda, and those, I could go through all of you. Some of you I can't see because it's big light, but I mean, it feels so good. And it's fun to come to the high school like this and see you guys and see you on your paths and try to make a little impact because, you know, everyone goes on their way. I can't do a ton, but it's nothing better, helping kids, teaching, and it's great. Every day it inspires me, right? To see, especially like if you guys graduate from high school, you go to college, even if I don't talk to you that much anymore like that, as teachers, it's like, we know you're doing better. That feels good. But as a young person too, I didn't really have that teacher. You know, you hear a lot of teachers say there was one person that really impacted them or mentored. I didn't. Most of them, most of the teachers I had didn't really do that. So I didn't have that one person, but I guess just a calling, something greater than me. It's really, for me, it's a calling. And it's like I said, more than just going to work. It's about helping people. It's about enabling people. It's about empowering people. It's about sharing my experiences and then watching how sharing those experiences impact other people. And that part feels good. Roseland was the first place I moved in Santa Rosa. And I moved right over here off Dutton in Freitas Court. And that was fun because right out of college, and I moved up here with my girlfriend at the time, and that didn't work out so well. So I ended up living, some of you even know this place, there's a house over here on Dutton, Freitas Court, there's an apartment complex, but there's a house and there's an apartment behind the house. And then there's a garage where people live, and then behind that garage, there's like a shed where you could only stand up in half the house. And that's where we moved, which was great when you have a beautiful woman to share that with. But then when she leaves and you're living in this place, where you live, your environment is really important. I didn't know that when I was younger. So some people are like, oh, I'll save money on rent, I'll live in a cheap place, but it affects you. And it affected me. So then I was there and I started the credential program, and that's actually where I met you, Phil. So I was living in that little shack. Thank you. You could see I taught you well. I taught you well, like this guy. Look down right here. All right. So yeah, so I moved in that place in Roseland and got to know some kids there that, what's funny is my landlord actually was pregnant, and that child I ended up teaching 10 years later, 12 years later. And that was really rewarding too. And just community, I got to know it. And then I had a couple of opportunities. I've taught in a couple other districts, and when I had my first son, I needed another job, and there was an opening, so that called me, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm Rosa. I love that question. That's funny that you asked me that question too, because sometimes I feel like I'm Mexican. But I've always felt like that. I spent a lot of times in Latino communities. So for me, like Mexican culture and my culture are hand in hand. So I didn't get that separate experience. But of course, I recognize I'm Caucasian. I recognize that the experience. I didn't have to immigrate to this country. That happened generations before, and it can be challenging. To be honest with you, sometimes I feel a bit of guilt, But then really why? I mean, my experiences, everyone, we all have our journey and experiences. I don't, when I was younger, I think I felt a bit of that. I think I've come to terms with that. I don't really look at that color a lot. I'm really blessed with a very diverse group of friends and family. So, you know, to me, it's not that big an issue. You know, it's the color of your heart, your actions, how you act, who you are, what you say. To me, we leave that for other people to figure out and dissect. And you know, I know, and what I'm good at is, in college I was lucky, I was a philosophy major, and so the one thing about the discipline of philosophy is it allows you to look at things from both sides. And so I've always been good at looking at that from different angles, and I think that's something else I'm able to give to this community is I can understand the different sides and what it's like, and my experiences as a young person in moving. You know, there were times we lived modestly, and there were other times we had a bit more, and so I got to look and see in different places, and those experiences prepared me for that. I mean, that's a long discussion, and that's an interesting one. I like talking about that. I think race and culture, those are not things we should avoid talking about. I think you have to throw those on the table, and you have to talk about those, because I think often we put those aside because we're sensitive that people are going to think that we're racist or biased towards someone's culture because of choosing our words or how we do it. And I think we need to address that more. When you fail, you learn. And so every time you fail, you have to recover. It's how you recover. Because you're going to fail. I'm going to go do something. I'll probably said a couple things on this camera I'm going to regret. But I'm going to recover. Whatever happens, and I'm going to handle that situation. It's not what happens to you. It's how you handle it. So this moment, who knows? You know, but I know that tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I'm going to figure out a better way, and I'm going to learn from that. So there's no like solution. There's no easy answer. There's no happily ever after. I think when I was your age, I thought there was that. I thought I would fall in love. I wanted to have a family at a very young age. And I thought that would solve those things. No. I had to figure out who I was first. But I needed all that. It's good. I'm glad all those experiences. I wouldn't change anything or go. I just, you know, you wake up every day, and then you know, like they say, you do the best you can, and you move forward. And those are words. Those are trite words, but they carry true. You want to pursue what you're good at. If everybody did what they're good at, because so many people do what they're not that good at, but they're good at other things. Because teaching for so many years, every one of my students has talents and is smart. There's no smart kids in here. Depends what we ask you to do, right? Depends if we ask you to play a sport. There's a couple athletes in here. If we ask you to walk a dog, there's some people really good with that. Play a musical instrument, take a test, be a good friend. I mean, these are all talents. So everybody in here has these talents. You have different talents. Fernanda has different talents than Dulce, than Jorge, than Joy. Everyone has different. So you have to find what your talents are. And then you have to do the work. There's a lot of work involved. And, you know, school, college, prepare yourself, put yourself in those positions. I was really lucky that I did that. Got my schooling done at a young age and prepared myself so that when I was older, those opportunities presented themselves. Some people just sit back and hope that good things are going to come to them. It doesn't work that way. You have to put yourself in those positions. You have to recognize your weaknesses. I think a lot of people are scared of those. They don't want to say things they're not good at. As I get older, it's much easier to talk about the things I'm not good at because I'm still young. I can still get good at those things. And then figure out what you really care about. For me, it's easy because for me, what I'm good at and what I care about are the same, and I'm able to help. So it's like teaching is like, it's an easy profession for me because it's gratifying.
My name is Miguel. Cordero. Hi, my name is Jorge Padilla.